Hello everyone, I am Ryoga, the organizer of DevRelCon Yokohama 2023. It will be held in Yokohama on March 10th and 11th, 2023. In this interview session, I'm talking with Alex, one of the amazing speakers of it, about what you can expect to hear from them regarding the session. We hope it will be helpful for you to attend the conferences. So please welcome Alex. Welcome, Alex. How are
Konnichiwa.
you? Konnichiwa.
I'm
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually good. I'm in Tokyo right now. I've come for DevRelCon Yokohama early, very early, and I'm hoping to see everybody else in a couple of months here as well, so we can talk about DevRel.
Yeah, good, very good. Thank you. Thank you for coming. So let's start the interview. First of all, could you please introduce yourself, Alex?
That is a very hard thing to do. I'm Alex, and I do a bunch of things in this world. I am half of the developer Avocados Weekly, the newsletter you probably are subscribed to. If you're not subscribed to it yet, I highly encourage you to be subscribed. It has resources and CFPs for people in developer relations. Um, but because I like the idea of paying my bills and getting paid, I also have a job, a regular job, and that is I am the CTO of the Interledger Foundation. The Interledger Foundation is a foundation that stewards a protocol kind of like TCP/IP, mimicking the internet, but for the movement of money. Before this, I've had quite a long career in DevRel. I've been doing developer relations for a few companies, one of which you've probably seen me do it already. I was at DevRelCon Tokyo, I think 2019, while I was working for Nexmo. Before that, I was a developer for about half a decade, and that was mostly the world of JavaScript. I think that's my intro. If you want to know more about me, you're likely gonna see me at conferences around the world. If you run into me in Yokohama, please feel free to ask me how I accidentally ended up living in Bristol, UK.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Alex. So now we are moving to the next topic, your session. So this conference has 2 days, each with a different theme. So day one is marketing and business day, and day two is developer and community day. So please introduce your session, building a develop culture, especially any points you want to share here, please.
So this talk has come out of a problem I had when I started in the world of DevRel. I started because I was going to conferences as a developer and speaking on stage while taking out public holidays. And as soon as I ran out of vacation time, I would swap companies because I needed more vacation times to go speak at conferences. And that made some of the DevRel teams that were already there at the conference notice that, and one of them offered me a job. And the job was in a team. We ended up, so when I started we had a team of 4, and when I left I think we had a team of 42. So my developer relations journey has been in teams that were big, highly specific, and a lot of resources, right? But in the world of DevRels, most teams are very small, unless you are fortunate enough to work for one of the big 4 or 5 companies that has a massive DevRel team like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Twilio, Nexmo. It's pretty hard to justify a big DevRel team. So when I moved on into my next adventure, I was a team of 1, right? We didn't need 70 people to do developer relations, and we didn't have a budget to hire more people. So I was trying to start a new developer relations program, and it was very hard to try to replicate the work of 40 people with a single person, right? So I tried to take most of the DevRel frameworks out there. If you think about, I think probably most of the popular one is ARP from Legator. I tried to take that and slim it down so it worked for a team of one, and I called that ARP, or Baby Pirate Metrics. But it was still very hard to do with a team of one, right? So I tried to figure out ways of scaling a developer relation program without increasing the headcount, and that's because I couldn't afford to increase the headcount. So I found a few strategies that I used repeatedly to create a culture inside of the company so they could help me do developer relations. Instead of hiring a developer relations team, I've changed team culture so that some other departments in the company could pick up some of the DevRel tasks, because if you think about it, they are better at it than us. So if you think about, for example, speaking in public, right? You have a sales team that can speak in public. If you train them to speak to developers, it's easier than you doing all the talks. If you're trying to do any sort of developer support or any sort of guides, right? You have a support team that deals with that every single day, trying to teach them how to write that down, not in internal documents, but in external documentation, was one of the other strategies. So I'm going to show you in my talk how you can scale your DevRel efforts without increasing your headcount and changing your culture, the culture of your organization, so everybody does a little bit of DevRel. My biggest goal while I was doing this was to make myself redundant to the point where I didn't even need to do anything. Everybody else was doing developer relations. So I'm going to show you how I've done this at a couple of organizations that I've been in the past, and what's worked and what didn't work for me.
Yes, thank you. So I'm looking forward to hear your session. So I'm very fun. So I have two questions. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So, uh, why do you love DevRel?
So I love developer relations because I'm an introvert and I spend most of my time hidden behind the screen, and making connections was never something I thought would happen as a developer. And I love developer relations because it helps people connect to each other. It helps products and developers connect in a way that we haven't been doing in the past. So things like explaining your product to developers or helping developers understand how to use your product is very valuable for your product. But at the same time, helping your product team understand the needs of the developers that are using it is very important. So this aspect of a bridge, most advocates are like a bridge between product and developers, right? This aspect of it is what I like most and what makes me like developer relations.
Yeah, yes, I think so too. So yeah, so next question. So, do you think your session will be useful to non-engineers and non-developer related people?
So I think a lot of the things in my session are around problem solving. As a DevRel person, you have 99 problems, and every single day you get one more. And this session is trying to show you how I've solved my problems, which some of those problems are very specific to DevRel, right? Things like speaking in public or writing documentation is a very DevRel specific task. But the way I've achieved those, or the way I've unlocked the potential in my company, that's not very DevRel. That's just human nature. So I think this talk would fit for, especially for non-developers, it would fit very well. I feel like developers would get to learn how to make their job a little easier, how to interact with other parts of their company. And for non-DevRel people, it's just a tale of changing your corporate culture, which is not very easy to do. Most cultures are hard to change, and this is trying to show you what are the mechanisms you can use to change your culture in small increments. No change will happen overnight. There's no big bang change that happens, especially when you're starting from the bottom up. But it will show you how every small change kind of compounds to one day you wake up and you've changed your culture in a big way.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Alex. So you have a lot of great experience in developer relations, I think. So every attendee and we can't wait for the conference. Thank you so much for today's interview, and I hope you will also enjoy the conference. Thank
I'm
you so
looking forward to it.
much.
Thank you so
Thank
much for having
you.
me. I
Yeah.
can't wait to be in Yokohama and see everybody at the conference.
Yes, thank you. I can't wait the day. So yes, thank you. Okay, everyone. How about the interview? So I will announce it again. Our conference, DevRelCon Yokohama 2023, will be held on March 10th and 11th, 2023 at Yokohama. So tickets are now on sale. We hope for your attendance. See you at next interview. Bye.